What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another session of Coffee and Martial Arts. Salud, salud, salud. Cheers. Oh, yes. Hold on. Perfecto. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. We're back to another session of Coffee and Martial Arts. And today I'm going to be talking by myself, sharing about the progression or the evolution of Kenpo. Okay? And that is important to a major extent. Okay? So if we want to understand, here you go. Hello, Angela. Hello, baby. How you doing? The Kenpo lady. Yes. Salud, salud, salud. Cheers. Thank you. Hi, Angie. Big hug. So nice to see you. Thank you for saying hello. Ernesto Colbrenner. Saludos, Master. Abrazo de corazón. Salud. Gracias. José Miguel Ponce. Saludos. Salud all the way to Ecuador and all the way to Argentina. Gracias. Saludos. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the evolution of Kenpo. I love you too, Angelina. I love you too. Thank you. It's so nice to see you here. Miss you all. I hope I can get to. I've seen that you're doing a lot of Kenpo training lately, going to those gatherings. I would love to go there as soon as it's possible. I'm going to try to be there. Take care. Okay, let's see. Let me try to see if I can change this a little bit. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm doing a little bit of. Okay. I made a mistake on the title. Sorry for my misspelling. Freaking dyslexia. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Sure, no problem. Whatever. Okay, so here we are. Okay. We've been doing this podcast for quite some time now. It's been like a year and a half. And we have had so many guests, as you see in the intro. We have had so many amazing Kenpo masters and Kenpo instructors from different places, from the US, from Europe, from Ireland, and so on and so forth. And we have had major A players, seniors like Grandmaster Larry Tatum, Master Rainer Schulte, Master Sean Kelly, salute to you all, Master Tom Bleeker, even outside Kenpo, like the legendary Bill Superfoot Wallace, and so many other guys like my good friend Master Scott Higgins, and Scott Gonzalez, a professor, Anthony Angulo, Jeff Koloski, James Leonard, Angela, Robert Robertson, and Cliff Seminario, and so many other names, right? And, by listening to them and learning from them, we can, explore the evolution of the art, okay? So let's see. Okay. I just want to share something. Oh, sorry about that. Come on. There we go. Okay, let me put play here. There we go. Good. So I'm just going to continue talking and show, that's long form one in Espanol. That's the same form, right? So it's important to understand the evolution of Kenpo and go beyond what we already have so we can be more inclusive, okay? Uh, hey, Julie Evans, hello, hola. Thank you for being here. So for other, we have had Kenpo from other branches or lineages, like Hanshi Bruce Yagnik was here as well, talking about, Koshi Shorei Ryu Kenpo. And it's not just the Ed Parker's Kenpo. That's why it's important to understand the evolution of Kenpo so we can include everybody and learn from everybody, okay? Not just one art. Why? Because the more we learn, the more we understand, the better martial artists we're going to become. First, we need to learn to appreciate each other. And that's what this martial arts and coffee it's all about. It's about showing appreciation to all of the guys who have dedicated their lives or part of their lives to learning the arts, promoting the art, sharing the passion for Kenpo in different forms. And it's all good, right? So there's a nice book that I like, which is called the Protector's Ethic, that I really suggest that you read it. David Carigliano, hello, salute. Okay, Master Merv Orman, interesting as always, my friend. Thank you, sir. And I still want to invite so many of you guys. So, of course, everybody's on my list. So, if you, any of you who are watching, if you're interested in being on the show, you are all invited. If you are, black belts in the art or have something that you believe you can share, like Master Orman here, please contact me. I'm not very good at contacting people. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit shy, but I'll try to contact you. It's not personal. It's really, I am not good at asking people to be on the show. So please contact me, and I would love to interview you and have you here, because I believe all of you guys have a very interesting story to share. Good. That being said, I was saying the evolution of the art, right? It's quite important. We have talked to so many of seniors and very important Kenpoists, and we getting all these points of views and all the stories and all this understanding and all of these things that we know about the art and that we have learned. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about the history of Kenpo and go from there. We have had historians of the art like Grandmaster Joe Ribello, salute to Mr. Ribello, maestro, and my good friend Sami Ibrahim, salute to you as well, maestro. Thank you. You guys rock. You have shared a lot of, interesting stuff about the art and about the history, and that gives understanding, right, of if we understand the past, the origin, and we understand what's going on right now, we can take Kenpo into the future, right? And right now it's very important. Why? Because of what's going on. A lot of people have struggled because of this freaking virus thing, right? The pandemic and all that. And a lot of martial arts studios have closed, and a lot of people have had to change from live teaching to virtual social media, internet, whatever, video teaching, right? And some people have adapted very well, some others haven't. And I think as martial artists, we need to adapt, okay? Because that's one of the main things. Rick Villalobos, awesome brother. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Cheers. Okay, and also I got to say that we are going live through our Master Frank Soto Kinetic Dragon Facebook page, and also the International Hall of Fame of Argentina page, okay? And our YouTube channel, the Kinetic Dragon channel. So please like and share this video, like and subscribe to the channel or the Facebook pages, please. That really helps us to promote this better, okay? So, understanding history, it's truly, truly important, right? I believe so, and I think a lot of you are aware of this. So let's check on the history. You know, we also have had here my good friend Sensei Axel Cardenas from sorry, from Chile in the past with his Budono section, which is the spirituality of the warrior, the Budo, of the way of the warrior, or the spiritual way of the warrior. And that's also very important. So let's see. Kenpo. How did Kenpo um, come or came to be or came to, to the Western society or community, right? So it all started with this controversial figure called James Masayoshi Mitose. So this gentleman, James Mitose, he was already a grandmaster of Kenpo when he came into Hawaii. He was born in Hawaii, then left to Japan, learned in Japan, and came back to Hawaii in his, I think he was still in his teens. Okay, so allegedly he was trained there at a temple by his family with the family art, martial art, Kenpo. Okay, and then he came to Hawaii and he started teaching the art to all these fine individuals like Thomas Young, Paul Yamaguchi, Bobby Lowe, and of course the late William Chow, the professor. Okay, and William Chow is also a very important figure in Kenpo, right? So we have James Mitose. Okay, don't forget to leave your comments if you're here and you're watching. Please share, leave your comments or ask your questions. This really helps to understand more about history. Okay, if you want to correct me, I'm not sharing the absolute truth. I'm just sharing what I know, what I have learned, and what I have learned from all of you guys. Right? So Mitose came from Hawaii, from Japan to Hawaii, and started teaching there. Then Chow learned this, and then Professor William Chow, who was an amazing Kenpoist, right, an amazing martial artist, he taught, the Imperados who created Kaju Kenpo, for example, senior grandmaster, the late senior grandmaster Ed Parker, who brought Kenpo to mainland, okay, American Kenpo, and then also later on, the late grandmaster Ralph Castro, who passed away, I think, last year. We lost him very. It was short, not long ago, very close. And he created Shaolin Kenpo, that version. And then we also had the names like Nick Sirio, who already passed away as well, who created his own version. And later on, Sampoha, who was the one who inherited Karaho Kenpo from William Chow, and so many others, right? And this is one of the things about Kenpo, right? Kenpo, it's a progressive art, and it allows, one of the biggest things that makes Kenpo so great is that it allows the individual to create their own, to tailor the art to themselves. Okay, it's not just a Parker thing, it's a Kenpo thing. And we see it how? Well, we see it through the masters. And actually, how many versions of Kenpo we have now? As many as practitioners, black belts or seasoned black belts or masters or people that have mastered their craft and mastered their art, they create their own version of Kenpo. That's the beauty of Kenpo, that we don't see in karate, for example, that much, because they have a more structured setup. Okay, yes, we do see different styles, but not that many, and everybody has to go and fall into that format. Not in Kenpo. In Kenpo, we are allowed to explore and to keep on evolving and progressing. That's a big thing about the art. Okay, and I'm not criticizing karate. I'm just saying it's different. They're all good. I like all martial arts. Okay, but one of the things about Kenpo is that progression. That's why it's important. It's truly important to what? To understand the history, because that way we can understand that progression, right? And that, like I said, it's truly, truly important. So understanding the progression of Kenpo, of the art, gives us a better idea, or gives us data so we can understand or try to predict where Kenpo is going to the future, right? So we can see here like the katas and the importance of katas. I know I badmouthed katas in a video a long time ago, like 6 years ago, but katas are important from a perspective of the art, right? And from a perspective of the standard. So yes, katas or forms are important when it comes to the art itself. When it comes to self-defense, well, they're probably not as important, okay? But because you can learn self-defense without katas. Okay? You don't need katas to learn self-defense, but you do need katas to learn and embody the code of the art, okay? So when we talk about martial arts, katas or forms are definitely important. When we talk about self-defense, they're not as important, okay? But they are a good tool. Good. So when we talk about the evolution of Kenpo, okay, we were talking about the history. So Mitose was a very controversial figure because, as we know, he died in jail. He was convicted of murder, right? So that makes it controversial. But we gotta understand that happens like 30 years after he brought Kenpo into Hawaii. So we cannot say that, oh, you know, he was always evil and Kenpo is evil. No, no, no. He brought Kenpo, and then later on in his life, he made a mistake, and he paid his mistake to society. And okay, whether he was innocent or not, that's not for me to say. I know he was convicted. We all know that. That's part of the history, and that's okay. I mean, we are human. We make mistakes, and we shouldn't judge the man just for that. Okay, remember, respect is truly important. So I was talking about the protector's ethic from this book from Morganelli. I suggest that you get it. I bought it at Amazon. It's a good book. And it talks about the protector's way. So one of the things that it says there, that we need to be clear that martial arts are for personal protection, okay, to protect life, my life and the life of my loved ones. And that's the martial way, and that it's ancient, right? So, for example, when I teach, one of the important things, one of the main focuses, for me, it's way more important, the philosophy and the ethics than the physical. Because the physical should be based upon the philosophical and the ethics. Ethics are not against tactics. Tactics should be based upon ethics, okay? That's truly, truly, truly important, okay? It is the way it should be, okay? It's not just you know, something that we have to consider. It's something that we need to include, that it's essential, okay? And that's something that it was not included when all of these gentlemen brought martial arts from the East to the West. What happened was we just brought the technical and the physical part. We brought the tactics, the techniques, the art itself, but we didn't bring in most of it. We didn't bring the religious part, the spiritual side. Why? Because our Westerns, we don't like to combine religion with the rest of our stuff. We like religion to be, you know, this is what I believe. My beliefs are here, and my life is here. And when I teach, I don't combine them, okay? And that's okay, because it's part of the Western way of thinking. There's a reason for that. Juan Martín Álvarez, saludos, Master. Gracias, saludos. Okay, so, but there are some arts that did include the spirituality later on, but not, mainly they didn't. We didn't, okay? And in Kenpo, we didn't. Why? Well, Mr. Parker was a Mormon, okay? So yes, he believed in Christ, but you don't see that much of that philosophy within Kenpo, because he kept it separately to respect other people's beliefs. And that's okay. That's the way we think. But in the on the East, or on the Eastern culture, Japan, China, India, and so on and so forth, where martial arts come from, they don't separate that, okay? Uh, Víctor Pérez, salud, Master. Frank Soto, big hug, abrazo fuerte, saludos, gracias. Sebastián Porchedú, saludos desde Rosario, saludos, salud, thank you, gracias. Okay, so when we talk about religion here and when we talk about religion there, it's a different culture and it's a different way of understanding them. Okay, they don't understand religions the way we do. It's not better or worse, it's just different. Okay, so but one of the things that Mitose did say to us, and it's in the books and his writings and everything, and in his teachings, right, is that if it's wisdom what you seek, you need to look for similarities and avoid the nitpickers. Okay, because what they do is they focus on the difference to gain attention to themselves. Okay, so instead of focusing on the differences, focus on the similarities. Okay, and that being said, let's see. Danny Arnold, I've always wondered what he alleged murder was about. If Mitosa did it, I wonder if it was self-defense or not. I wonder what the details surrounding the case were. Mitosa was a religion man, I thought. Yeah, but he was a man. He was a human. Okay, and we all make mistakes. Okay, so whether, I mean, that's the thing. That's not the point. It's really not the point. Okay, it's okay if you want to know. That's good, and I respect that, and that's good. But that's not the point. With what I'm trying to say is, one thing is the man, and the other thing is the art. And the art didn't belong to him. He just shared the art to us. Okay, from what he learned from Japan, and there's still actually controversial. Why did I mention that he was a controversial figure? Because there's still controversy about whether he brought his art from Japan or he learned it from Choki Motobu, because somebody said that he copied his book, which is it's just gossip. We don't know. But Mitose did say that his art was not Okinawan, was Japanese. He said it in his book, right? So Motobu his art was from Okinawa. Yes, it was Kenpo, but from Okinawa. And Mitose said that his Kenpo came from Japan. So see, there are differences there, okay? The truth will it come out or not? It might, right? We just need to be paying attention. So for when it does, we're going to be there. Yes. Okay. So still, we already had Grandmaster Rubello here and Maestro Sami Ibrahim, and they have done amazing research, but still it's research, and we don't have ways to really, 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 say this is it, right? We don't. But I think they're on to something for sure, right? Okay. Danny says, I just doubt that he was a bad guy. That's why I wrote that. I have a feeling even now that he was a good man. And maybe he was a bad guy, Mr. Arnold. Maybe he was. But remember, not all good guys are all good, and not all bad guys are all bad. That's why we need to give respect to life, even to the bad guys, because even the bad guys, they have families, some of them, right? And they go and do their bad, dirty work, and then they come back to their families. And just imagine, for example, how people in other countries see the soldiers, let's say U.S. soldiers, when they go to another country in in the Far East or the Middle East or whatever, Middle East, right? There's all this conflict. Do you think they think of these soldiers as good guys or bad guys? Even though they're probably doing the right thing. I'm not anybody to judge. But see, it's all about perspective. That's what I'm trying to say, right? We see them as the bad guys. They see us as the bad guys. Who knows, right? So that being said, it's not about the individual, okay? And that's good. I'm not questioning you, sir. I'm just saying that that's not the point, right? The point is the art was good. So even, let's say the guy was bad. Let's just say for the sake of it, right? Mitose was bad, but he still gave us a good thing. So he was not all bad. He gave us the art. He gave us Kenpo. He gave us the chance to learn Kenpo. Yes, from there it evolved to, to what we have today. But still, he was the link, right? So the question is, where did he learn it from? that would be good to know, right? Exactly. Okay, good. I don't think he was one of the baddies. I bet it was self-defense motivated. Uh, like I said, it doesn't make a difference. That happened years ago, decades ago. I agree with your point. Absolutely. Thank you. Yes. I don't believe he was a bad guy either, but I don't know. I never met the man, right? He passed away when I was very young. I think it was like 9 or something like that when he passed away. So uh so anyway, salud. Oh, cheers. And thank you for your comments, Mr. Arnold. Much appreciated, and thank you for watching the show. I really, really appreciate all of your comments. It allows me to talk more. Okay. Yes, and I respect what you say. Thank you, sir. So we got this evolution, right? From Mitose to Chow to the Emperados to Parker to uh, all those other gentlemen, Ralph Castro, and so on and so forth, right? And then the one that the Kenpo master who gained the most popularity back in those years was the late senior grandmaster at Parker. He was the man when it came to popularity. I'm not talking about which Kenpo version is better. I don't care. I'm just talking about the facts. Why did he become so popular? Because he took martial arts and brought it into Hollywood, right? And he created the internationals, the IKC in Long Beach, where it was this huge tournament who launched the careers of so many amazing martial artists who became bigger than life, so to speak, right? So Mr. Parker was bigger than life, basically, right? He became a Kenpo legend and a martial arts legend. I believe he was the first godfather of martial arts. He was Don Corleone back in those days, okay? So, let's see. His All Pine Tree School Kenpo came from Japan. I think Okinawan Kenpo is a different art, same name, different style. Yes, totally agree with you, sir. Totally agree with you. Yes, I think I believe so too. His Old Pine Tree School Kenpo came from Japan. And he said that. He said that Kenpo was Japanese, okay? So let's remember that for Japan, even though Okinawa is a part of Japan now, back in those days, Okinawa was the Ryukyu Kingdom, and it was not Japan. Okay, so yes, totally agree with you, sir. And actually, that's why you see differences. Okay, when you see Kenpo, you don't see karate, you see Kenpo, right? Like for example, if you see Mr. Parker move, you don't see, the karate way of movement. You see this, the Kenpo way of movement. Okay, so. So Kenpo did evolve, okay, and all these men, right, all these individuals, all these guys, all these masters, share the art and gave us a very good thing, okay, and so we still have this amazing, art. Mary Helen, hello, very cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and thank you for commenting. Okay, so one of the things that I like about, I'm just going to go into that Protector Ethics book. It's a thing that he says. It says, when we have clear, hey, hola, thank you, hello. Titanes Martial Arts, saludos, salud, Don Luis Master Gutierrez, salud, sir. Thank you for being here and for watching. Muchas gracias, mi hermano. So, the art, the method of the fist, or the law of the fist that Mitose brought from Japan into Hawaii, and then Parker and all those individuals brought it from Hawaii into mainland, was an art of self-protection, or personal protection, or protecting your life and the life of other people. So if we understand that, okay, then we understand that we are learning techniques to protect our lives. Okay, so that's important to understand. We are learning tactics and techniques to protect our lives. We're not living a life to protect our techniques. And that's the key thing here, because that's the issue we have right now. One of the problems that we have right now in Kenpo, it's all this bad vibe and bad comments and lack of respect within our peers. And that's a problem. Why? Because we don't have those ethics. We don't have that spirituality. We don't have that philosophy or lifestyle or way of life, okay, or philosophy of life. And we need to recover that because, like I said, Kenpo came from the Orient, from the Eastern cultures where religion was attached into the martial way. And when we brought it here, we separated that and we paid a price for it. And I'm not saying that we should bring back religion, but yes, we should bring philosophy and ethics, okay? Yes, sir. Let's see. Danny Arnold says, and all Pine Tree School's Kenpo lineage was kind of low-key, smuggled to Japan from China by Buddhists. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Shaolin pilgrims spreading Buddhism in Chongfa. Wow, nice, man. You're very well informed. I like that. Cool. Yes, and let's see. Let's see. Aha, that's a Buddhist Japamala. Okay, which is something I like. I'm not a Buddhist, but I like it, and it was a gift somebody gave me, so thank you. William Archer says, well spoken. Thank you, sir. Angelo Rossini, afternoon. Afternoon, sir. Thank you for watching. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to bring back the way of the protector. Okay, that's what I call Kinetica, the ancient wisdom of the protector. Okay, and it goes all the way back to the beginning of times. Okay, there has been protectors as far as the beginning of time, because without our protectors, Lieutenant Colonel David Grossman will say in his books on killing and on combat, he would say that without our protectors, humanity wouldn't survive. And I agree with the man. And if you haven't read those books, I suggest that you do. On Killing and On Combat from Lieutenant Colonel David Grossman. Amazing books. And he talks about the protectors or the sheepdogs. Okay, that's a very good analogy that applies to martial arts as well. Bagelis Drossos. Hello, Master Frank. Hello, Master Drossos. Thank you for watching. And high regards to all the people in Greece. Thank you, sir. Okay, so instead of living a life or, focusing our lives in protecting techniques, we should understand that the techniques are there to protect our lives. So it doesn't matter if it's American Kenpo, Kosho Ryu Kenpo, Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, Capoeira, Kung Fu, Ninjutsu, or whatever. If it allows you to protect your life, it allows you to defend yourself and defend your loved ones, then great. That's why I'm saying they're all good. Krav Maga, Silat, Filipino arts, you name it. They're all good because they all protect life. Taekwondo, it's also good. Tang Soo Do, all of the arts. Okay, that's very, very important. Julie Ewan says, totally agree that the spiritual and philosophy needs to be taught along with the curriculum. Yes, yes. When I was learning, I always had many questions that went unanswered. Well, there you go. And it's also our responsibility to look for the answers, okay? Not just the instructor, also the student, okay? The practitioner has to look for answers. And if you don't get the answers from your instructor, look somewhere else. Keep on looking for the answers, okay? Good, thank you. Danny Arnold says, gracias, sir. Gracias. I am a bit of a Kenpo and martial arts nerd. Oh, yes. Yeah, and that's good, man. I read a lot of online articles about Mitose when I first got into Kenpo. Me too. Yes, I like it. Thank you, sir. So keep on sharing, please, please. And you too, Julie, and everybody here, please share all your experiences. And I believe, Julie, that it's not that it needs to be taught along with the curriculum. I think it should be the main focus. I think the curriculum should be based upon the philosophy, not the philosophy to complement the curriculum. Okay? So thank you, Yuli. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was a very good comment. Thank you. So yes, I believe that we need to include. Okay, it's truly, truly important to include the. Let me see if I can get something here. Mhm. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so I believe it's very important that philosophy dictates what we teach and ethics. Okay, that way we can really, really change what's going on right now with, with what we see in social media. Okay, Danny, need to contact Hansens Yannick if you would like to learn more of the history of mitose. Yes, yes, that's a good idea, definitely. Mr. Jagnik was the last student of mitose. Okay, so yes, good idea. Thank you for sharing, Julie. Okay, so anyway, uh, learning about the arts and learning about Kenpo and respecting all of the ramifications of Kenpo, all of the expressions of Kenpo, it's important because it's part of the art, okay? Angelo Rossini says, cultivation of spirit, mind, and body, Chinese wood, martial arts morality, wood, martial morality, sorry, is very important. Yes, sir, it is. Thank you, Mr. Rossini. Thank you, sir. So, um, why is it important? See, if we had this understanding, this philosophy, this respect, the way of the protector, the first principle that you have to learn and apply is respect. And respect is not earned. And I've heard this so many times. He hasn't earned my respect. Yes, he has. Respect is something that we should give to everybody who is alive. Period. It's respect to life. Okay? Respect to humanity. It doesn't matter if the person is good or bad. It's, for example, when you're at work, let's say you have a job at any company and you have a boss, okay? If you have a boss, you will respect your boss whether you like him or her or not, okay? I can hate my boss, but I'm going to respect my boss. Why? Because it's my boss and he has that position and I'm going to respect him. Giving respect is not the same as giving admiration or trust. That's not the same thing. Respect is just paying your respects. It's like when somebody passes away or give their lives to an ideal or like, falling soldiers or something, and you give a minute of silence in respect of those people that you didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know if they would go to bar or anything, but it's the right thing to do, the proper thing to do. Give respect to the fallen ones, or give respect to your boss, or give respect to any individual. Okay, and somebody puts their hand out to say hello, or bow, or fist bump, or whatever we do now, you give it back out of respect. And if you don't, the other person is going to feel disrespected, and that's going to create conflict. Okay, so ethics are very important, and they have to be objective, not subjective. Okay, objective meaning that it's about needs and substance. Okay, not subjective is about creed, mindset, and beliefs. Okay, if you put your objective ethics on top of the subjective ones, meaning that you put the needs of the person, okay, or the individual or humanity on top. So, what do you protect first? Life. That's objective. Okay, life has to be protected first. Okay, you protect freedom instead of whether you do kosher Kenpo or American Kenpo. Who cares? You care. That's it. Oh, but kosher Sharia is better than American. It's not. It's better for you. That's subjective. It is totally subjective. The objective part will be I'm learning the way of the fist, the method of the fist, or the law of the fist to protect myself. Okay? And I like kosher, or I like Ed Parker's Kenpo, and that's what I share. Fine, but don't fight with each other because you're fighting from a subjective point of view. Does your Kenpo helps you protect your life? Great, then it's working. Whether it's Kosho Ryu or American or Lima Lama or whatever, if it's working, it's good. Oh, but I do jujitsu, and jujitsu has been proven on the octagon, and that's why it's better. Nah. It's better for what? For sport. Okay, still subjective, because the ring or the octagon is not the same as a threat to your life on the streets or whatever. It's not the same. It's closer, probably, but not the same. Okay. Danny Arnold says Filipinos have a little known about Kenpo connection. Chuan is a Mandarin for fist. Of course, Kun Tao. Yeah, well, Kun is Cantonese for fist. Is this in the southern Philippines? They have an art named Kun Tao. Yes, of course, way of the fist. Thank you. Yes, of course. Or School of the Fist sounds a lot like Fist Law, doesn't it? When you see Kun Tao guys move, they look like Kenpo. Of course, because it comes from Chuan Fa. Okay? Yes, totally. And then before Chuan Fa, there was something else, right? Because Bodhidharma or Daruma Daishi brought his method of the fist into China back in the year 527. The legend goes that he came to the Shaolin Temple and started teaching the monks. Okay, so yes, sir. And all of those countries were closed, and they had, commerce, and they have, people going back and forward. So yes, Chuan Fa got to Okinawa in a different time. Then he got to Japan. Then he got to Indonesia or to the Philippines. Yes, thank you. Amazing. Fer Luis Rodriguez, salud maestros from Celaya, Guanajuato, saludos, gracias. So, it's so interesting if we see, and this history, Mr. Arnold, happened in centuries, right? There might be hundreds of years difference from Chuan Fa getting into Okinawa or Japan or Indonesia or the Philippines, right? It's not like today that, when they did Taekwondo, they sent instructors all over the world around the same time to make Taekwondo grow, and they did a great job. Not here, and not this part of the history, not there, not in those years, hundreds of years ago. It was not like that, right? It happened more organic, and it took centuries for that to happen. But when we see history, we tend to what? To compress everything and to see it like it happened. Oh, this happened in the year 500, this happened in the year 700, they have to, yeah, that was 200 years difference, right? So yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Amazing. So Kun Tao, yes, definitely an expression of Chuan Fa. That's what it's believed. Yes. So anyway, respecting techniques and respecting each other. Guys, if you see somebody posting a video on the internet, instead of going and destroying the man, let the man post, because we want to share the passion. We want to spread the fire. Keeping the flame alive or burning is not enough anymore. It's good, but it's not enough, especially not in these times that we're going through. We need to spread the fire. And for that to happen, instead of when somebody new comes into the media and start doing a forum, instead of everybody throwing dirt at them, what does dirt do to fire? What? It turns it off, right? It suffocates fire, and it will eventually extinguish fire. And we want to spread the fire. So stop throwing dirt at the new guys, and instead of that, give them a hand, okay? If you don't have anything good to say, shut up. Shut the frig up. Shut up. Don't say anything bad, please, because it doesn't help the art. You're talking about keeping the art or the flame burning, but then you don't want to spread the fire. So what's the point? I'm going to keep the flame here in a little candle, and I'm going to control it, and I'm just going to share my light to whomever I want. Just a little bit of light. No, spread the fire. If somebody new an orange belt or a black belt or a new black belt, a brown belt, sorry, or a new black belt, puts, uploads a video on Facebook or YouTube, instead of having all this killers destroying the person. Oh, your back feet was not aligned. Oh, you missed a strike. Oh, you're not settling. Oh, you look like crap. Oh, you must be a student of such and such. That doesn't help. That's throwing dirt. That's extinguishing the fire. And we want to spread the fire. Instead of saying that, just, if you don't have anything good to say, just like the video, give it a thumbs up. Or say, looking good, man. Keep up the good work, right? And that way, more people are going to see Kenpo. You want more students, right? You want more students, and then you badmouth everybody. You're becoming the toxic one. Nobody likes the toxic one. Okay? Stop being toxic into what you love. It just doesn't make sense. And that's because of the lack of philosophy and the lack of ethics and the lack of understanding. You need to protect life, and you need to protect dignity, right? If you're a protector, you protect other people's dignity as well, especially the students of the art and the dignity of the art. I was watching this video the other day, and I want to share it. I'm not going to share any names because it's not a good idea. Danny Arnold says, Taekwondo did a good job of making their style look pretty similar around the world. Yes. TKD looks about the same around the world. Yes, they generate a good standard. Okay, great. And we could do that as well. Okay, we could standardize. It's not going to be easy with Kenpo because it allows, for the individual to express themselves with their own or unique martial expression. But still, there are things that we can unify. Okay, but for that, we need to accept everybody. See, instead of having all these guys saying, "Oh, in reality, you didn't learn Kenpo." No. I learned Kenpo. What you're doing, it's a fake. It's not. They're all real. They're all good. Please stop criticizing other arts. Not to your students. If you can have your own opinion, but keep it to yourself. I have my own opinions for sure, but I keep them to myself now. I learned. I didn't in the past. I made my mistakes. Yes, I was a part of the problem. Now I'm trying to be a part of the solution. Okay? Arnold says, oh man, I would love to go and study with the Kuntao folks in the Philippines and the Silat folks in Indonesia. Oh, yeah, that would be amazing, huh? Yes, I agree. Cool. You do that, my friend. Go there. Okay, so very, very important. Respect. Don't throw dirt at each other. If somebody puts out their fire out there, their passion, their heart, right? The fire of Kenpo, give it good energy so that fire, it gets bigger and it spreads the passion. That's what we need. Stop going after each other, okay? I like Kenpo being a quid of many, a kilt of many colors. I like it this way. Yes, that's good. I like it too. And you get to learn from all of these different colors by being exposed to them. Yes. Mr. Arnold, you're the man. Ronald Briones, salud, Master Frank Soto from Ecuador. Saludos. Gracias, maestro. So I was watching a video. Some guy, I guess I generated a bad rep for me, and I'm sorry about that. And I apologize. When I did my video series on YouTube 6 years ago, some people misunderstood what I was trying to say. Okay, but I make myself responsible because I was trying to say the right thing, but I didn't pick the right words. And for that, I apologize. Okay? So, Kenpo does work. Kenpo is an amazing art. Yes. But you need to make it work. It's all about the individual. Okay? And even Mr. Parker said this. Okay? Kenpo is only going to be as good as the understanding and the abilities of the individual. So you need to train and you need to study. Right? That's why it's the way of the scholar and the warrior. Okay? So, I was watching this video from one guy who was a Kenpo guy, and he left Kenpo and became a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. And he said something who was like, really, dude, you didn't have to say that, because That's subjective. That's your opinion, and it's not true. It's true for you, but it's not true for everybody else. And he was saying that Kenpo was basically what he said. It was a waste of time all those years that he invested in the art because it didn't work. Okay, if you believe it was a waste of time, too bad for you because you're the one suffering through that, and it's okay. I understand, but that doesn't mean Kenpo doesn't work. It means you didn't make it work, sir. That's what it means. So you can say it didn't work for me. Yeah, but then you go and say it doesn't work because blah blah blah. It does work. It's an ancient art. It has worked for centuries and millennia. So all of those warriors that use Kenpo and save their lives, are they going to agree with you because your experience was not good? No. And I would ask you, sir, what you're saying, does it help martial arts to talk about it like that? It doesn't. I understand your opinion and I respect that, but don't do that. Don't. And the problem is I get all these people, and not all these people, some people contact me and said, I got this guy contacting me saying, you got to watch this interview. I'm not against Kenpo. Why would I like that interview? I'm in favor of the art. I'm a Kenpo promoter. I love Kenpo. Why would I like that interview? What makes you think that I'm going to enjoy somebody bad-mouthing the art? And then this other guy saying, oh, this guy, was I don't remember, but it was this guy saying that I would love it because I should interview a guy who stood up to Parker and said that his Kenpo didn't work. What? His Kenpo did work. It still does. All of the Kenpo works, but it's up to the individual to make it work. It's the way you train. Yes. Danny Arnold says, gracias, sir. You're the man, senor. Salud, salud. Now, you're the man, my friend. You are the man. And he says, oh, yes, it does. Kenpo works. Absolutely. Of course it does. And in all the different versions, because it protects life. If it doesn't work for you, I understand that. So then you look for other arts. That's good. But doesn't mean Kenpo doesn't work. It means you didn't make it work. It wasn't for you. So you went to jiu-jitsu. Fine. Jiu-jitsu is also good art. Yes. But it's not better than Kenpo or worse. That's subjective. Totally subjective. Okay? Mr. Parker said it. If you're looking for pureness or purity in the art, there's nothing, he said, the most pure thing in the art is when pure flesh or pure knuckle meets pure flesh. There's nothing purer than that. Okay? So the reality of both will be in combat. Okay? So if Kenpo works for you in combat, great. Okay? But yes, you have to make it work. You have to take it to the next level. Okay? Don't just stay with the techniques. Take them into fighting. Yes, you can apply techniques in fighting. Yes, you can apply Kenpo in fighting. Yes, you can. But it's going to be hard. Why? Because if you do, you're going to hurt your opponent. Okay? So you better gear up. Put some gloves, put some shin pads, put your cap on, mouthpiece, and maybe a helmet, and go for it. And apply Kenpo. Yes, it does work, and it works amazingly, guys. Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this. Mr. Arnold, thank you for being so active today. Julie Evans, thank you as well for your comments. And please continue exploring. Respect each other. Look for The Protector's Ethic. It's a very good book. I really suggest it, and I think it will give clarity to you. Yes, when pure knuckles meets pure flesh, that's pure karate. There's nothing purer than that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of the phrase. Thank you, sir. That's amazing. Exactly. Mr. Parker said that a long time ago. Yes. So just remember, keep on training. Make your art work. If it doesn't work, make yourself responsible so you can make it work. Okay? Put yourself in training situations, stress inoculation, combating, fighting, sparring, not just techniques, and you will make it work. Okay? Senor Desmond Vidal. Thank you, Mr. Soto. Thank you, Mr. Vidal. Thank you for being here and for watching this. Thank you so much. So, guys, keep spreading the fire and don't throw dirt at the ones that are trying to share that flame. Keeping the flame alive, it's not enough right now. It's a good thing, but it's not enough. Share the light, share the flame, share the fire, okay? Share the passion and let other people do so. You're not the owners of Kenpo. Kenpo has been taught and has been alive for millennia, and it will continue to do so. Yes, sir, it will continue to do so. I promise you that. So spread the fire so you can get the benefits of getting more students, getting more satisfaction of helping out more people and serving your community through the teachings of the way of the protector, whether it's war or peace. They're both expression of the same, and they're both important. You teach the way, the martial way, or the way of the protector in peace and at war, at peace and at war. Okay, they're both important. So keep up the good work, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week here in Coffee and Martial Arts. Every Tuesday we're going live through our Facebook page, Master Frank Soto Kinetic Dragon, also our YouTube channel, The Kinetic Dragon. Please like and subscribe and click on the little bell so you get notified every time we go live. And also through the International Hall of Fame website of Argentina, please, Facebook page, yes, which is a magazine that they print in Argentina, and it allows us to get to all the people down there in South America. Danny Arnold says, all martial arts can and will work provided the practitioners spar. Yes, Western boxings get it. Get in the ring every day and spar. That's why they're so effective. A lot of martial artists don't know how to fight. Well, then learn how to fight. Just apply your martial ways, your martial arts, and fight. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, so take care, everybody. And I'll see you back here next Thursday with more Kenpo, Kinetica, and martial coffee and martial arts. Salud, salud, salud. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Wow.